am vertical, above ground, and breathing. Yes, Funlayo is correct. Whatever oil you have, you know, if you've got some coconut oil, whatever your present cooking oil is, we can use it for right now. However, I do want you to see this, okay? We try our best, me and Iya Oriade, to make sure that people can get quality stuff. This is handmade prosperity oil that Queen Leia makes, okay? And you can get that from her. Just so people know, on my own altar today, I'm also using my Oshun oil, right? And I'm using another attraction oil that has been mixed. As we go forward with jambalaya classes, you'll learn, you know, more about the ways to do these particular rituals. I see that somebody is asking about High John the Conqueror. Okay. And I tend to call on High John when there is a battle that needs to be won. You know, like if there's competition at work, which these days, my goodness, or you feel like there's an energy trying to block what you are doing. Hi, John. I honestly, I love me some John. Let me tell y'all something. I really love me some John because I'm born on the Aries Taurus cusp. I got two sets of horns on my head, right? So I can get mad and I can also be stubborn and then at the same time being Oshun, I'm just so insulted that I have to deal with any of this stuff. And so sometimes when I feel like fighting, I will talk to John and say, baby, can you handle this for me? Because I really don't want to have to wrinkle my face to cuss these people out. I don't want to have to exert too much energy to change this up. So, sweet John, can you handle this for me? And it is amazing how good he is at changing your adversary's attitude. That's the thing to remember with John. So if you're feeling challenged and you feel like it's a challenge you don't want to be bothered with, especially legal challenges, you know, John is a good one to call on. Yes, honey. Okay, so, oh, we have 117 people in now. Okay, so I hope nobody was permanently discouraged by not being able to get in. I don't know if there's a way to send a message because what, we had 139 people who registered?
That's correct, Yeye. And I did send out a message to let folks know that to apologize for their
Mm-hmm.
being bumped, that they
Okay.
can enter and there's plenty of room.
Okay, okay, all right. And we're also recording this so they can get a hold of it later, right? All right. Okay, so here we go. Um, you have in front of you the preparations, right? Some of you already have altars and shrines that you can just set this on top of. And, you know, a candle, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. You know, this is those little tea lights. I remember when IKEA first presented us with these, you could get 100 of them for $1. And then once you got used to doing it, now a bag of it costs you $10. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you can use you can use little tea lights or you can use votives if that's what you have. Me, myself, I have 4 candles, 4 tea lights, and I've set them north, south, east, and west because I'm trying to bring money in from every direction. Okay. This is where you start to look at what's really going on in your life. Like right now, we have to consider that a test is being put before us. Okay. This coronavirus, this coronavirus is here to show us what needs to change. Okay. We have to evaluate what's going on in our lives, take a look at who we are. And right now, Mama has us walking through mystery. You see, you don't know what's going to be happening month after month after month. And so this is a time for very, very pointed internal self-examination, right? And when we do the IJ class, we'll get deeper into that. But for right now, everybody on this call, I want to say a couple of things to you off the top, okay? We perform divination on a regular basis to ask what is coming and how we should conduct ourselves. And I can say not only did the reading for the year tell us that great illness was coming, okay, but as I examine, I've been a priestess of the tradition about 40 years, and every year we perform divination, and I can see now that Oshun has been preparing me for this for at least the last 25 years, okay? Back in the mid-90s, we got a directive that said every time you eat, save your seeds. Every time you eat, save your seeds, okay? And now we're in a situation where if we are not careful, Monsanto is in position to monopolize our food. Right now, we're in a position where we have farmers throwing away large amounts of food, dumping milk because they can't distribute it. There's all kinds of things going on. And so what I want to say is this is a time for you to get your pantry magic together, get your garden magic together, figure out, identify who are the members of your extended family, and make sure that everybody in the family can eat, is healthy, okay, and is not losing their mind. There's another thing that I just did that will be airing later on this month on using storytelling to maintain your mental health. Okay, because this isolation is enough to drive some people batty. And I have several suggestions there. So the main thing I want us to understand, there's 3 points. Item number 1, this is not the end of the human race. Okay? I need people to get that. It may feel like it sometime, but this is not the end of the human race. This is a clear call for human beings to change the way we have been behaving. Okay, if you look at it, nature is blossoming because we've stopped abusing her. The animals are running free because we've stopped hunting them down. And we really, really have to take a look at what does it mean on a global level, and then stand up for the kind of changes that you see. Okay, so then we come down to what's happening in our families, right? All of a sudden we can't escape each other. We really have to face each other. We have to be honest. We have to talk about what ain't working, right? And find a way to let all that shadow stuff that was under the surface before come to the surface and be cleaned. Okay. So now I'm going to go to myself so that you can use me as an example. This prosperity altar that I'm setting up here is set up a particular way because of the way that I run my life and because of what has been impacted. So whereas I said you need at least one um, tea light or votive candle, I'm somebody who travels everywhere. Okay, I go here, I go there, I have global responsibilities. So I have put a votive in the four directions: one north, one south, one east, and one west. Yours might be in the center. Okay, if everything comes to you, you want everything to just come to you, you might put your candle in the center. I have people in every direction that I have to make sure they have prosperity as well as me. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so you just think about your life. Some of us are fortunate enough that the work that we do can be transferred to Zoom. Okay, y'all, I'm turning into a zombie. I'm doing like five Zooms a day, okay? But we really, really have to send some love, support, and protection to our people who can't transfer to Zoom. You know, I have several goddaughters who are nurses who are on the front lines with this stuff, you know, the people who deliver our food, the medical workers. Think about the teachers. There's so many parents who all of a sudden are terrified because they have to do homeschooling. How are we going to do that? You know, think about all of those people who impact your life who are going to need spiritual support, okay, who are going to need your energy directed toward them. Okay, so now on the saucer where I ask you to put down several kinds of grain, all right? Whatever you got in your cabinet is fine. If you got some grits, you got some beans, you got some rice, you got, you know, whatever you got is fine to go on your, in any kind of seed, anything where you put one seed in and that seed produces a plant that produces multiple seeds, like one wheat berry will give you a shaft of wheat that has many berries on it. One corn grain will give you a cob of corn that has many grains on it. One bean will give you a bean pod that has several in it. So you're calling on the reproductive power that resides inside of that thing, okay? Inside of that thing. Nobody has to tell a grain of wheat to reproduce itself in that way. On my own plate here, I have, can y'all see this? Where is it? Yeah, okay. So on my own plate here, you see I have the 4 candles. I have the 3 bay leaves, right? And in the center, I have my grains. Now, in my case, I started out with polenta. I put a circle of oats. I put a circle of millet, and I sprinkled some teff, okay? And so here, what I'm doing is I am addressing my own heritage. The corn, African American, right? The millet, West African. The teff, East African. The oats, European. And so take a look at what you got and what it means to you. If I had some black rice, I would put that on here. But just the meaning of it is what is important. The message, the symbol in nature that you, oh, dinosaur kale seeds. Yeah, I love dinosaur kale. I love dinosaur kale. I got lots of that out in the garden right now. Okay, so you've got your grains, you got your candles, and you've got your bay leaf or whatever leaf you're going to use. You've got your oil. Now, right now, I have a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter, and a $20 bill. This is the largest bill that I have. Some of us will only have a $1 bill or a $5 bill. Whatever it is, put it on the altar and put the change on top of it. Okay. And I have a glass of water. Okay. Now, today we're working with a glass of water because I'm assuming that you are doing this alone rather than in a group, in a circle of people. When we do the prosperity class, I will talk with you about how to do it in circles of 4 and circles of 8 and so on. But today, because I had to assume that each person would be acting